You hear the words presumptive service connection, and suddenly it sounds like the decision is already made. You served in the right place, you have a diagnosis, so the benefit must be automatic, right? Not necessarily. A presumption may help answer one important question, but it does not answer every question in a VA disability claim. Treat a presumption as a verification pathway, not a promise. Today, I'll show you what that means, what facts to check, and how to take the next responsible step without relying on rumors or assumptions.
Welcome to the Veteran Benefits Reset Podcast, where we help veterans and their families better understand the VA disability benefits process, one step at a time. I'm your host, Cameron Burrell, a U.S. Army veteran and founder of VetBiz Media. This is an independent educational resource. It is not legal or medical advice, and it does not replace guidance from a VA-accredited veteran service organization, claims agent, or attorney. Every veteran's service, records, diagnoses, and circumstances are different. So today's goal is not to tell you that you qualify. It is to help you ask better questions and organize the facts you already have.
Let's make the basic distinction first. In a direct service connection claim, a veteran generally needs to show a current disability, something that happened during service, and a connection between the two. That connection is often called a nexus. A presumptive rule can make that connection easier to establish when the veteran meets the specific requirements of the rule. In plain language, VA may accept a relationship to service for a covered condition without requiring the same kind of direct proof for that link. But listen closely to the limits. The rule has to apply to your service facts. The condition has to fit the covered category, and there generally still needs to be evidence of a current disability. The presumption may address the service relationship. It does not automatically decide the diagnosis, the severity of the condition, the disability evaluation, or the amount of compensation. That is why the headline is not the whole story. If that sounds less exciting than the confident post you saw online, good. Accurate is better than exciting here. A presumption is not a universal shortcut for everyone who served, and it is not proof that every condition appearing years later was caused by service. The responsible question is not, did someone say this is presumptive? The responsible question is, which current rule might apply, and do my documented facts match it?
Start with the service facts. What branch and type of service are documented? What were the dates? What location, duty, operation, or circumstance do you believe is relevant? You may know the story from memory, but the rule may depend on details that memory does not capture precisely. That is not a criticism. Records get old, assignments change, and people remember the mission more clearly than the paperwork.
Pause there and ask yourself, which of those facts do I actually have documented? A DD-214 or personnel record may help with service information. Orders, deployment records, unit materials, or other official documents may help clarify dates and circumstances. You do not need to solve the entire claim before you begin. You need to separate what you know from what you still need to verify.
Then check the condition. Is there a current diagnosis or ongoing impairment documented by a medical professional? Does the wording in the medical record correspond to the condition named in the current official rule? Those words may not be identical, and a difference does not automatically mean success or failure. It means you have a question to clarify. Also remember that presumptive categories and requirements can change. Use current information from official VA resources rather than an old post, a social media comment, or a friend's experience.
Here is a fictional example. Jordan has a current diagnosis and remembers serving overseas during a period that people often discuss in connection with presumptive rules. Jordan searches online and thinks, I was there, and I have the diagnosis. This must be automatic. Then Jordan looks more closely. The personnel record lists a different assignment date than Jordan remembered. The clinic note uses one description, while the official VA page names a more specific condition. Suddenly, the answer is not obvious. That uncertainty is not a reason for Jordan to panic, rewrite the story, or declare the claim impossible. It is a reason to verify. Jordan keeps the original records, notes the conflicting date, identifies the exact wording difference, and checks the current official requirements. Jordan can then bring focused questions to a VA-accredited VSO, claims agent, or attorney. The goal is not to force the facts into a category. The goal is to compare the facts honestly with the rule. Organize, verify, execute, in that order.
That example also exposes 3 common assumptions. First, presumptive does not mean automatic approval. VA still reviews the applicable requirements, the evidence, and the current disability. Second, presumptive does not mean records are unnecessary. Records help establish service, dates, locations, circumstances, and the present condition. Third, the same rule does not necessarily apply the same way to every veteran. Service era, location, dates, duties, diagnosis, and other facts can matter.
And one more point is easy to miss. A presumptive pathway is not always the only question worth asking. If a presumption does not appear to fit, that does not automatically answer questions about direct service connection or secondary service connection. Those are different theories with different evidence considerations. I am not telling you which theory applies to your situation. I am reminding you not to stop your review at one internet checklist. Now, let's make the organization simple. Create 4 folders, on paper or digitally. 01 Service, 02 Locations and Dates, 03 Medical, and 04 Questions and Sources. Put your DD-214, Personnel Records, Orders, and Deployment Documents in the first folder. Use the second for records related to locations, dates, duties, or circumstances. Put current diagnoses, treatment notes, testing, and relevant medical records in the third. In the last folder, save the official source you reviewed, the date you checked it, and the questions that remain open.
Do not edit a medical record or rewrite your service history to make the pieces fit. If you do not remember an exact date, say that you do not remember and identify the record that might verify it. If 2 documents conflict, preserve both and note the conflict. Good preparation is accurate preparation. Your folder does not need to look like a legal brief. It needs to be honest, labeled, and useful. 1 step, 1 record, 1 mission.
When you speak with an accredited representative, bring questions instead of a conclusion. Ask which current official rule you should review. Ask which service facts still need verification. Ask whether your medical documentation clearly identifies a current condition. Ask whether a difference between records needs clarification. And ask whether direct or secondary service connection is a separate issue to discuss. A qualified professional can help explain the process and evidence questions. No responsible professional can guarantee a rating, approval, effective date, or compensation amount. Be cautious of anyone selling a secret shortcut or promising a specific result.
Before you decide what to do next, try this 5-minute check. Write down the condition you are reviewing and the current diagnosis, if you have one. Write your service dates and the location or circumstance you believe may matter. Find the records that support those facts, even if the folder is incomplete. Then review the current official VA information and compare its requirements with your documents. Finally, write 2 short lists, confirmed facts and open questions. This is not a prediction exercise. It is a verification exercise.
If a family member is helping, divide the work. One person can locate service records, while another organizes medical records and questions. If reviewing the process raises medical concerns or difficult memories, seek appropriate support from a healthcare professional. You do not have to rush because someone online sounds certain. Slow down enough to verify the rule, preserve the evidence, and identify what remains unknown. Veteran to veteran, preparation is not wasted time. It is how you replace guesswork with a clearer next step.
So here is the idea to carry with you. Presumptive service connection can simplify one part of a VA disability claim when the specific requirements are met. It is not a promise. Verify the service, dates, locations, or circumstances, covered condition, and current disability. Keep your records.
Check current official VA information. And remember that direct or secondary service connection may also be worth discussing with an accredited professional. Your action before the next episode is simple. Create the 4 folders and complete the 5-minute verification check. Do not try to answer every question today. Record what you know, mark what you need to verify, and preserve the documents you already have. Education before action. Facts over frustration. Earned benefits start with good preparation. Thanks for listening to the Veteran Benefits Reset podcast. If this episode helped you, follow the podcast, leave a review, and share it with another veteran, family member, or caregiver who could benefit. This podcast is an independent educational resource, not legal or medical advice, and it does not replace guidance from a VA-accredited veteran service organization, claims agent, or attorney. Verify current information through official VA resources and seek accredited help when appropriate. Download the free 7-step Veteran Benefits Reset Guide at vetbizmedia.com/veteran7. It can help you organize your military, medical, employment, and VA records. Thank you for listening. Stay organized, stay informed, stay ready. And remember, your service did not expire. Your story is still worth reviewing. Take the next responsible step.